So of course, almost immediately after filming this video, I did actually get FSD 14.3.4. So I'm going to do some testing on that and have more videos on that to come. But I just wanted to go ahead and release this because it did actually have a critical disengagement in it. And I just chopped out a lot of the extra stuff and made it a lot shorter than it would have been otherwise. So hope you enjoy. Welcome back to another video. Today we are still testing FSD 14.3.3. We're still waiting for 14.3.4. I have heard good things about it so far, but of course it's only to the early access users at this point. All right, so as always, I had it in Sloth in the neighborhood, but before I get out on this street, which is a 45 mile per hour road that it thinks is 30, I have to switch it to Mad Max so that it goes up to a reasonable speed and doesn't get in a dangerous situation. I have reported that as critical disengagement multiple times, trying to get Tesla to do something about it. Notice that they need to fix the map data there, but still, as of yet, it has not been fixed. So that is the regular process I do, switch it into Mad Max, and then once we get on a regular street like this one, switch it back into standard, and we're good to go. So it's unfortunate that still seems to be, it's been a problem plaguing version 14, even 13, for quite some time now. And it's just map data that it used to get right with that speed limit there. It used to think that it was indeed 45 miles per hour, and it is. And for some reason, it just decided to forget that. And I think 30 miles per hour is kind of the default speed that it sets when it doesn't know what the speed limit is. It just kind of assumes it'll go with 30 until it sees a sign or whatever. But sometimes even after it sees a sign, it doesn't adjust. So there's not a whole lot that I can, not a whole lot positive I can say about how it deals with speed limits and navigation. But the navigation has seemed to be getting a little bit better. We're going to try out a few different destinations here, go a little bit different route than I've gone before, and see how it handles different locations. Looks like, so I did put this on curbside parking here, so we should, I guess, get over to the curb here somewhere. And right after that speed hump, which I guess is fine. And it stops. All right. Continue on. All right, so there's 2 lanes here. So what we'll want to do is get into the left lane pretty quick. Oh, okay. There you go. That was bad. That was a disengagement. And it hesitated. It could have gone, I'm going to say critical, because it got into the street. It got too far out into the street. And if that oncoming car did not see that we were out there, wasn't paying attention, they could have hit us because the front bumper of our car was in the street. It definitely should not have gotten that far out. And it's weird because it clearly saw that car coming. It hesitated, but then if it had just stopped at that first hesitation, it would have been fine. But instead, it continued to go out. It kind of jittered, like it jittered out there because it kind of like start, stop. But it went enough out there where it was, the front bumper was, not far, probably like a foot or so or less even maybe into the street. But that's enough that it could cause an accident. So that's not okay. It should not do that. That is so far the most reproducible critical disengagement that I can get that's out on the street other than that curb test. So yeah, I don't know. That's they got to fix it. They got to fix it. What is it? Is it just reparking? I don't know. It seems to be having a hard time with this. I don't know what it's doing. It doesn't want to go over this speed bump, I think. Okay, that was weird. It was acting really weird around that speed bump. All right, parking here. See how the parking job is. So this was actually good. We did a good parking job. All right, we've got EPS. I wouldn't really like to go around that truck that fast normally, but I did see the UPS driver and he was over at the house, so that was fine. This one, let's see. I don't know what that person's doing because they're kind of driving. Maybe they're just trying to figure out where they're going or something. I don't know. All right, so we got all the spaces we could possibly choose from. And it's going to back into this space here. Does it fairly quickly and accurately. Yeah. All right, so good job. Patiently at the right gap and then commit when it's clearly good to go. Being awkward with this guy here, but that's okay. We have to turn right, you know. Oh, we want to park right next to this other Tesla. I see. All right, that's a good job. All right, one last destination here. Oh, look at all these people. All right, so they kind of got backed up here. Now we shouldn't go around. We shouldn't go around this car. I think a lot of human drivers probably would go around this car. I'm not really sure why we're waiting so far back, but all right, yeah. All right, so we got to go nice and easy over this here. And it looks like we have the whole lane here. Interesting. Nobody wants to turn left. Pretty sure this motorcycle is going straight, although he seems to be in both lanes. All right, we got the turn arrow, so good deal. All right, but now, tricky situation here. Oh, so it opted out of parking in the actual parking lot of that restaurant, because I was actually hoping it was going to try to do that, because that destination was actually a left turn across a few lanes there, so it would have been kind of tricky. I wanted to see that, but it did not have to do that. So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.